Andrew, you've just taken out a major international prize.
Yeah, we went over to the Da Nang International Fireworks competition in Vietnam, and we won the gold medal first place.
And so what sort of competition were you up against?
There was 5 competing nations. We competed against companies from South Africa, Poland, Vietnam, USA, and we were representing Australia. So it was a very formidable competition, and a lot of them have won international competitions around the world.
And so what's it mean to a company like yours to pick up an award like that?
Yeah, well, it's great. It's great for that region. I mean, Asia is certainly huge in the fireworks market, and for us to be winning awards there, and the media coverage that went right throughout Asia is live on TV, huge crowds. The entire city got behind it. It had a very similar feel to what Sydney's got on at the moment with Vivid. The entire city got behind it. Everybody knew it was on. Everyone knew where it was on. Everyone wanted to be there. And it's a great honour to win it.
Now, you've been involved in the events industry for quite some time now. What makes a good fireworks show for an event?
Well, I think a lot of it's got to do with timing. A lot of clients say to me, well, I think there's got to be a purpose to it. It's got to be a significant moment in the event, and it just has to enhance that moment. It has to enhance the event. So we certainly look to design shows that where timing is very important, the style of the show, and if it is to music, which it's probably the key thing to it, is having a great soundtrack that engages with the audience, immediately engages with them, and then what we want to do is take them on a journey for that period of time, whether it be a 5-minute show, 7-minute show, 10-minute show. We want to immediately engage them and take them on that colourful journey, and it's a very interesting mix of all the different fireworks, the different colours, the percussion sounds that they make, and painting the sky with pyrotechnic paints.
What would be, from your point of view, the most satisfying event that you've ever done?
They all are in many ways. It's a great job to work in, because at the end of every day or every night that we shoot a show, you get to see your hard work all go off, and it's very satisfying when you've got an audience that appreciates it. So I would probably say that the Melbourne Commonwealth Games opening and closing ceremonies, great achievement. It was a great event team to work in. Great ceremonies team. We had a great time working on a lot of hard work, doing a lot of new things. We had 58 rollerbladers with fireworks all rigged over them, and everything went seamlessly well. That was a very satisfying project to work on.
Now, on that event, the producer was Andrew Walsh. What's it like working with somebody of his calibre?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, Andrew and many others like him, they're very, very talented people, and they pull together a very talented team of people to work around them. Andrew's a very relaxed sort of character too, so I quite enjoy working in that sort of environment. He's not really highly strung, and he lets everybody go about doing their jobs and gives everybody a little bit of creative license as well. So it's very, very... It's a great experience. You cannot, sucking up all that experience of all those very, very talented people is a great, the professional development that we get out of that is very rewarding.
You have some regular events like the Sydney Royal Easter Show. That has certain challenges, doesn't it?
Yeah, they do. I mean, every fireworks display these days has its challenges. There's nothing easy about it, but we go into certain environments like that where it's just a massive big ag show. Really, there's a lot of livestock, and there's always livestock involved in all the shows, and you're working on the same arena every year where you've got to come up with something different on that same arena. So that's a challenge in itself, and that's a challenge that we really enjoy. And going by the audience feedback and all the reports back at the end of the show is that the fireworks is one of the most enjoyed entertainment elements at the show. And there's a particular element there with the roof of the arena, isn't there? Yeah, it is quite enclosed. It's quite an enclosed environment, but it is an intimate environment too, and that's great for us. Because you can go out on Sydney Harbour and do a fireworks show, but it doesn't have that intimacy like you do have at the Sydney show, when you're able to design a show in the round, but it has its challenges as well, because you are that close to the people, and a lot of safety measures need to be taken to ensure that everything goes off safely. And you also have a lot of people there wanting different things. You've got councillors that say, oh, we need the fireworks to be bigger, and then you've got the groundsman saying that he doesn't want us to have any impact on the stadium at all. So you've got a lot of people to please.
Although most people are absolutely enthralled by fireworks, there is an element out there that complain about it blowing smoke and environmental impact. How do you react to that?
Well, I think all the stats and data show that all, like, when you're attracting a crowd to an event, is that carbon footprint of those people travelling to and from, and the rubbish that they create when they're at that event, regardless of whether there's fireworks, is far greater. And the industry's doing an awful lot to try and do everything environmentally sustainably. We're using back when my grandfather's day and my dad's day, everything was made out of plastic, and all the components were made out of plastic, so there was plastic debris. These days we're not using any plastic, we're using biodegradable cardboard. We're using a lot of different chemicals now that don't produce any harmful emissions. The industry's doing an awful lot, and I think that the events industry in its whole, the big public events, have a lot of other issues to deal with in relation to the environment, and that fireworks is only one very small part of that.
Andrew, thanks very much for being so frank with those comments. And what have you got coming up?
We've got a busy year ahead. We've got some jobs up in Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea, for the Pacific Games opening and closing ceremonies coming up real soon. 40th Independence Day celebrations in Papua New Guinea. And then we go back onto the show circuit again with Royal Adelaide, Royal Melbourne show, the football finals, all those types of things. So we're always busy.
Thanks very much for your time, Andrew.
Thanks, Trevor.
Cheers.